Hello and welcome to the Philippines. I'm going to give a little bit of information on some news out there, answer some questions that I'm continually asked on emails and comments, and bring you along on this walk. I think it's Pope John Paul II Avenue Boulevard, I believe it's called. I'm walking from kind of up around Greenway Strip Mall. It's not a strip place. It's a small mall type area. Walking down towards SM Mall, Cebu City. And anyway, first thing up in this discussion. Well, the first thing up will be just take a look at sidewalks here. And I've had a number of people ask me, how is the handicap situation there if you're in a wheelchair or something? Well, this is kind of a good example of many of the sidewalks in Cebu City and different towns, cities. Some are better. IT Park is a little bit better, and I've got a subscriber that is in a wheelchair. I helped him get a wheelchair, get an apartment in IT Park here, kind of a newer, more modern area, and showed him around there. And even it was a little bit of a challenge, and something I'll cover. Hope to do an interview with him soon. Is these motorbikes? When it says share the road, we literally share the road. You've got two lanes here, but the vehicles will actually not, most of them will not try to block people, but will actually make room for motorbikes, and even sometimes move over and make room for a third lane actually. A little tricky. That's a pretty deep little curb gully type area there, and get your wheel off to the side there. Wouldn't take too much to slip and fall, possibly even underneath another vehicle. Now, a question I'm often asked, is e-travel still a requirement? And that is a online registration that you do before arriving in the Philippines. I think you've got like 72 hours or something before arriving here. You're supposed to register. It's a little online thing. I've done a couple of videos about it. Easy enough to do. There are a few people who don't want to be they don't like the tracking thing, the electronic tracking. I can tell you that the Philippines does not have a sophisticated tracking setup similar to what you might find in the UK, parts of Europe, the USA, perhaps, digital tracking. And so that shouldn't keep you from traveling to the Philippines, I think. If you've got a smartphone, if you're on a computer and you're another little strip mall here, you're pretty much being tracked every site that you go to, unless you take extra precautions. Your phone, your different apps on your phone are tracking you pretty much everywhere you go. So it shouldn't be a big hindrance to fill out that e-travel card online registration if you want to come to the Philippines. That's what I'm saying. And I don't think that is going away anytime soon, so I wouldn't hold your breath there. There's been a talk in the immigration system about changing some of the immigration system, the different types of visas you can get, and renaming them using letter codes. That could take a year or two, or might never happen. There was talk about giving you a free 60-day visa upon arrival, and I get people asking me, "Is that happened yet?" And there again, don't hold your breath. May happen this year, may happen next year, may not happen. So when it happens, we'll let you know out there. Would be nice. I know that places competing nations like Thailand have been doing different things with different nations and allowing for extended visas, visa-free entry, number of different things. So I think if the Philippines wants to be competitive, they should get on the ball here and pass some incentive. They should make it easier for. They desperately need the tourist dollars here. The recovery has a long ways to go. There are resorts and hotels and all the service industries that deal with tourism, transportation, that are still hurting pretty bad, and they need those tourist dollars in here. So I would certainly hope that the Philippines would expedite and incentivize the tourism industry. We're going into our high season here in November, December, January, and it's kind of late to start changing. That is that big tall building there is a new tower. Eastgate, Taft Eastgate is what it's called, multi-use condominiums. I think it's going to be 3 or 4 towers in the end. Got one tower up. I'm not quite sure if they've got any allowed any occupancy there or not. There are a couple businesses on the first floor or two. Not sure. I don't think they have allowed the residents to move in that first tower yet. I have done a video in there many years ago when it was just starting to do construction there, and many of you know I've got dozens and dozens and dozens of videos about condos, walkthroughs, what do you get, what do they cost to rent, different cost of living videos. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I think 70% of the viewers have not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. I put out 2 to 3 videos every week. Anyway, appreciate a thumbs up, comments always help the algorithm. Anyway, heading on down here, Do Foam there, the truck, Do Foam. I've asked them for quotes on acoustic foam a couple times. I've looked at their various foam products. I've asked them for technical specifications. For many years in the USA, my business was noise control, but none of the noise manufacturers here in the Philippines have been able to give me any technical information. Different densities, different types of foam absorb different frequencies at different efficiency levels, put it that way. And so it's important, depending upon what type of sound you're trying to alleviate. That has some effect on deciding the types of foam that you're going to use. Anyway, I will end up buying some foam and putting it in my bedroom area just to help reduce some of the reflection. There is so much noise, more and more. I think every week there's hundreds of more motorbikes that have decided that the louder they are, that's cool. And because it seems that Cebu City is one of the cities that is not, either they don't have the laws or they're not enforcing them. I think Iloilo and Bacolod, they will confiscate those units and aggressively go after the noise there. Apparently not so here in Cebu City, but Cebu City does have a lot to offer other than that. I think I've been living in Cebu City 3 trips in about 8 years, and I visited Bacolod briefly and Iloilo briefly. Been down to northeastern Mindanao, down to Surigao City, and been over to Dumaguete a number of times, over to Tagbilaran on Bohol a number of times, different islands, Siquijor. And I still think that Cebu City is one of the best choices for many expats. It's a small, big city as far as conveniences, and that's one of the reasons I like it. It's got a lot of the conveniences. It's if I can't find it in a store, I can order it. Now, we don't have an Amazon here. We've got
PLDT Center, I think.
Lazada, which is an Amazon wannabe, put it that way. I don't think they have their own warehouses. They are more of a logistics company, and companies sign up with them and sell their products through them. And generally it takes me 5 to 7 days to get something. that ships
Monastery.
out of the Manila area. Most items do, it seems.
One of many large
Yeah,
Toyota dealerships.
big Toyota dealership here. I think they're the top selling brand here in the Philippines. Shopee is another similar company. I've used them just a couple times when Lazada didn't have what I needed. Um, there are those are some of the challenges. If you need something, in the USA we're so spoiled. Amazon will oftentimes deliver stuff the next day. They've got warehouses all over the US and other parts of the world. They actually will ship some stuff to the Philippines, and if you put in a Philippine address when you're shopping on Amazon, they will tell you whether or not they ship to the Philippines or not. I have not done that. I have had other people tell me that they've had pretty good luck getting things shipped from the
Rooms
U.S.
for
and
rent.
not having to deal with customs, so might be worth a shot. Rooms for rent. And this is how you find your lower cost type units if you are interested in that type of thing. Walk down the street, there are signs pointing it out. Network with Filipinos. They know somebody who knows somebody who has a place for rent or knows a place for rent, and just be sure up front to tell them what you're looking for, so you don't waste your time looking at a lot of things that you really wouldn't be interested in. So not only are we in the high season tourist-wise here in the Philippines, but a very I would say relatively low demand tourist season because of the 3 years of travel restrictions basically, and a lot of recovering yet to be done. You can't just snap your fingers and expect everything to be back to normal. I and many of you have lived through a number of recessions in our lives, and I was always amazed at how quick these economies came back. But this last 2.5, 3 years has been completely different. The world economy shut down. International travel and even domestic travel pretty much came to a halt. Hundreds of millions of people lost their livelihood, lost their went into poverty and or even deep poverty. Um, so yeah, we're a long ways from recovering. Going to take a couple more years, I suspect. So it's a good time to visit the Philippines. You can find, because there are thousands and thousands of units available, condos, hotel rooms, resort rooms, you can find pretty good deals on probably going in until this time next year, for the next year at least. We'll see how the recovery and the demand for places go forward. I've been doing more and more research on real estate, and here in the next week or so I will be putting up another video about real estate prices, various things here in the Philippines. I know there are many of you who wish to buy a condominium and or build a house here, and we'll talk a little bit about that and the direction of pricing and all that type of thing. There are a number of issues with the economy, not just here, but around the world. Real estate in Phoenix and Las Vegas, I think, prices have been dropping even 6%. I read an article the other day, and people are lowering their prices, and there are no takers, because when you know the prices are dropping, could be another crash. Some people are predicting another crash like 2008. Can it happen here in the Philippines? Well, you've got probably some less demand. You've got many new units, thousands of new units coming online over the next year here and in Manila and other cities as well. And not only that, you've got the prices that have been rising. Oh, get distracted every once in a while in my walks. You've got the cost of materials going up, the cost of building. You've got inflation, I think still right around 6%. So prices rising and inflation and high interest rates. So the cost of buying something, of building something,
Can I ride? Can I ride too?
Oh, I don't have extra helmet.
Oh, joking.
has risen drastically, and very likely will continue to rise. Now we're about a block from SM
What happened?
Mall here.
I broke my shoulder.
Yeah, that lady. I had my left arm. Some of you know I broke my shoulder. Was in the hospital 5 days.
Angel's Burgers.
They put it together as best they could with a bunch of titanium. Anyway, crossing this little creek here, you've got a pollution boom out there that catches the pollution, and at some point in time during the week, somebody comes and picks up all this garbage and disposes of it. So that is part of the infra projects. They've built the concrete on the sides here. Used to be just ground. And Sunvita condominium there. I had an Australian friend. He had 2 units. He sold them. And then SM Mall right across the street over there. Large mall, interesting mall. All the malls here have grocery stores and hardware stores, and then every other kind of store you would want as well, which makes it convenient. Just for your information, a couple places across the street from SM Mall, SSC Center, Money
New Super Service Center in Cebuano.
Cebuano. They are both like money. If you want to pay bills there, if you want to send money or receive money there, if you're sending money to somebody, they might go to one of those places to receive it. I was asked by a subscriber many months ago. We were in SM Mall together, and he wanted to exchange some money, and there was nobody in the mall that wanted to exchange his money. And I think it was a day the bank may have been closed, not sure.
ATM Center.
Anyway, he gave me the money, and I went across the street over here and exchanged it for him.
Chicken place.
And this is across from SM Mall, APM Mall. They've got
Gaming hub.
they might have a dentist or two in there. They might have a little medical clinic in there, I believe. A couple restaurants, coffee shops. And APM Mall, there was actually a second part to this, and we'll walk over there. They had a fire over a year ago. I walked down here and did a video of that fire. It went on for hours and hours and hours, and they are demolishing it. And yeah, lots of kids wanting money. And there used to be a 2 or 3 story building over here, I think 2-story. And it was APM Mall. And they did have Mr. DIY over there. It's boy, they're a company that's expanding quickly, kind of like a very small Walmart, something like that, hardware and such. Anyway, they are going to rebuild that mall apparently, or something over there. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Stay safe and safe travels, and we'll see you next time.